So right here in this spot, I'm going to be building a giant shed that looks something like this, made almost entirely out of stuff I find in a dumpster.
I wanted a shed and local construction wanted to throw really good stuff in the dumpster, so it worked out great for everybody.
They need to make bigger tripods so I don't have to kneel down like I'm at a kid's baseball game. This is stuff all from these dumpsters. These people are crazy. There are just some nails in it or whatever, but that's fine by me.
So in getting all this stuff from the dumpsters, I did everything by the book, asked permission, I stayed out of their way. But if there's one thing that proves that I'm allowed to have this stuff, it's that I'm not quite dumb enough to post ill-gotten materials to the internet.
In the interest of time, I decided to work in fast motion and set up a wood frame. As luck would have it, the only spot in my yard that made any sense to house a shed was also where the high voltage power line was buried. So that could have gone really interestingly when I hit it with a shovel. Unfortunately for you sadists out there weren't any fireworks or spontaneous barbecuings. For the floor, I made a crazy grid that would eventually interconnect across the whole shed that I kept level as I built it with pallets and spare boards.
When you look at this and think, wow, what a horrible waste of wood, just remember, this was all going to end up in a landfill. So
I had some nice tall pillars for the corners but didn't have enough long planks to connect them, so I started creating what I coined Frankenboards. They did work and I'm sure are a normal part of everyday construction projects. They actually threw away a lot of windows. Many were broken, but some were completely intact, so I took that as an opportunity to add a creek-facing side window.
no pressure, but I will freak out if this doesn't fit. So I think we are good. Window still online.
Then I got up on one of my wobbly ladders with my circular saw, as one does, and cut the pillars so I could eventually have a sloping roof. As it turned out, the door I found was actually a sliding glass patio door. The glass part was pretty cool, but the lack of hinges wasn't as cool. So I painted some 2x4s to match and attached it to one side, and it actually worked crazy well. Huzzah! Once I started adding the plywood, I finally felt like I was making a shed instead of a monstrosity or one of those talking points where people could come over and ask why Home Depot threw up on my lawn.
No power. Alright.
There wasn't actually infinite wood, so I did end up buying some plywood and large boards for the roof. The whole shed was like a giant puzzle, but this was especially true for the floor, since I was trying to figure out which pieces could fit where to use everything as efficiently as possible.
Floor's done. At least for now. But floor. Yeah, floor.
Putting up siding is likely my best offering in creating an oddly satisfying montage. I was also very happy with how the gradient look turned out. Shout out to my dad as well as to my wife for when they were able to lend a hand, because there are only so many me's to go around, and some stuff just requires another set of hands.
Welcome to the inside of the shed. But isn't that sweet? It's not just a giant sunroof.
I'm still not entirely sure why, but the planet was very determined to punish me for something or other. It monsooned constantly for the entire build, which really sucked. So needless to say, it felt really great to have a roof.
Pieces like this suck to make. This was inconvenient. But now you can watch the glorious, satisfying fit. And boom, it's done. Suck it, floor. Shed has sides. All four sides are done. It has windows, it has a roof, I am happy, and as you can see, it is cold, so I have become cool. But now I need to work on walls.
They also threw away insulation, so though it was probably super unnecessary, the shed is now fully insulated. Because why not?
Alright, you ready for the good stuff? I was too fixated on actually getting a clip of putting up walls, so I forgot to do the insulation. So now I'm just cramming in this crappy foamy stuff. It feels so much different with everything out. It actually feels roomy again. Thank God. It's kind of hilarious that after all this time, really all that I'm accomplishing is this little box of space to store stuff in. It's a good sense of accomplishment, or maybe that's just the feeling of the inner screaming.
At this point I was addicted to attaching wood to other wood, so I added in some built-in shelving. To make the floors slightly prettier, I found some cheap vinyl flooring at the Restore.
I think you'll find the shed is now fully operational. So now we get to work on nice to haves and aesthetics and stuff, because we can never stop with the shed. Never. I have shutters. So I've already cut and sanded the bottom of these because they're actually way too long. So for those keeping tabs, I did find the shutters in the dumpster, but I did not find these in the dumpster. I got these for a previous house, and we realized there was nowhere to put them at all. So they never got used. They were cheapo lights from Big Lots, I think. As incredibly convenient as it would be to leave the supports up forever, I think I'm gonna go ahead and move it and see if it stays up on its own. So, wish me luck. There you go. Shutters. Look how very existent they are. Cool. Next thing.
And here I go talking about some boring story.
The can exploded.
Blah blah blah. Anyway, look how nice the shed's looking. It can store stuff now. It's almost like a real shed. And to round out the last bit of shed effort before I would abandon work on the shed for a while and think of it all as a traumatic memory, I prettied up the front window. At the end of the day, I paid for some nails, screws, 2 pieces of $5 vinyl flooring rolls that I got from the Restore, 1 set of shingles on a sale so crazy I wish I had bought out the store, and just enough plywood and 2x4s to cover the roof. I think that's about it, but I can safely say that it was under $100 total. Otherwise it was stuff I already had, or it came from the magic, glorious dumpsters.
So the shed's been done for a few months now, so what took me so long in getting this video cut together? Well, let's find out.
Let's add all the videos to a single sequence and see how much footage there was. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's 12.5 hours of footage I had to go through for this.
So needless to say, cutting this together sucked!